Shalom, Yashala, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh. I do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Yashar Allah. Call Haloyim La Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai Bahasham Harakakwadash for blessing our elders with the spirit of truth so that we may know. Shout out to the Akim and the Akwath that's keeping the faith and the works. Y'all keep at it. It's your brother Abaya coming at you with more precepts. It's the book of Sirach, which is Ecclesiasticus chapter 12 and verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like his iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Right? Never trust thine enemy. So over the past 3-4 years, the devil unleashed some on this earth and then came with a solution. All right, auto op KO, right? And the solution has been questionable ever since it came out. I can't even righteously speak on it because they still are trying to muzzle the truth about it. Right? But the truth is evident in the different incidents that keep happening. Right? So a lot of the Most High's people and people in general trusted their enemy, their righteous enemy, right? And a lot of them are paying the consequences for it, which is a prelude to things to come. This thing to come, or this thing to come, rather. All right? And the thing that I'm speaking of is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a charagma in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the charagma, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Laws are already being passed for this thing. They are already introducing technology for this thing. And eventually, this thing will have to go inside of you. That's the whole purpose of what you see on the screen and that event that's attached to it. Because scripture says this about that thing. All right? Let me see. It's Revelation chapter 16. And let me see. Salah, let me find this right quick. Spirit. Also, wrong verse. Revelation chapter 16 and verse 2. And the first, actually, I'm going to start from the top. And I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the 7 angels, Go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of power upon the earth. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the charagma of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image. Right? So what we're seeing today, as it pertains to people who trusted the enemy and the outcome of certain individuals who trusted the enemy, right, is what we're gonna see in the future. Whether you get this grievous sore or whether you burn, either way it goes, right? Matter of fact, let me let this sound bite play. I ain't gonna play the video because I'm almost certain Buddy dishing out strikes. If you can see the individual whose video I'm about to play. So give me 1 second. Let me get this straight.
TMZ reporting that LeBron James's son, Bronny, has suffered a cardiac arrest during a basketball workout.
Grammy-winning singer Tori Kelly rushed to the hospital after collapsing while out with friends.
From PSG, he's not gone on the tour of Japan. What have you seen? Shaq!
Right away, you worry about Marquise and just his health, period.
So there's an awful lot of coincidences going on recently, and I do think it's important to point out that coincidences do occur. But I also think it's fair to say that something alarming is happening right in front of our faces, and the mainstream dinosaur media seems insistent that you don't even entertain one of those possibilities. Because when you look at the Daily Mail's front page article on Bronny James's cardiac arrest, they report during a practice at USC, he suffered cardiac arrest that experts believe may end his athletic career. As at 9 a.m., 911 was called. The ambulance arrived code 3, lights and siren, to rush him to the intensive care unit, and he has since recovered and is in stable condition. But this is the second time this year that a USC basketball player had suffered cardiac arrest, and half a year since the NFL player Damar Hamlin collapsed during a football game where he had to be resuscitated, which we've been covering coincidences the last couple years, from European soccer's mysterious wave of heart conditions, tennis and the chest issues that had multiple players dropping out of the Australian Open, and how suddenly blood clots started impacting a growing number of young, athletic women. Now, a lot of those stories, when we actually looked into them, were inconclusive. Sometimes stories were taken out of context to build a tinfoil hat theory, and sometimes these individuals had long-time issues with their heart, and this was nothing new to them. But sometimes, we simply had no explanation why all these previously healthy individuals suddenly had life-threatening issues, seemingly right after they all took the same medication. Now, we're not saying a certain medicine is always causing this, but it's crazy that if you even suggest that this certain medicine sometimes causes this, there's an outrage. As the Daily Mail reports that Elon Musk is sparking fury for bringing up the shots, as on Twitter, or X how it's now called, Chief Nerd tweets about Bronny's cardiac arrest. Elon replies that we can't ascribe everything to the doses, but we also cannot ascribe nothing, with Musk's own community notes adding context that myocarditis risks are higher after infection than the doses. But Senator Dr. Rand Paul seems to think the opposite.
Is there a higher incidence of myocarditis among boys 16 to 24 after they take your vaccine?
There's less myocarditis for people who get the vaccine versus who get COVID infection.
That is not true, and I'd like to enter into the record 6 peer-reviewed papers from the Journal of Vaccine, the Annals of Medicine, that say the complete opposite of what you say.
Now, either way, if the X community notes are correct or Senator Paul is correct, it doesn't cancel out the fact that even the manufacturers of the doses themselves have acknowledged that their products sometimes cause heart complications. Because in this week's instances of heart issues, Bronny's own father, LeBron James, had previously stated that their family all got the doses. Shaka Hislop, the soccer announcer that collapsed on the field, previously stated this.
So I'm here to implore you, go out and get vaccinated. I got mine months ago and I felt so much better. It's the best way to protect yourself, to protect your loved ones, to get our kids back out to school and ourselves back out to work and our economies, working and thriving yet again.
And when reporting on Tori Kelly, the singer that collapsed with blood clots, Distractify reported on it, saying it's reckless to link her condition to the doses, even though they don't even know if she got them. And see how that works? We currently saw 3 seemingly healthy people all have terrifying medical emergencies. We don't know definitively what caused them. Could be the shots, could be the virus itself, could be 5G for all we know. But somehow they're preemptively jumping out to say it's reckless to suggest it's one thing that they've already acknowledged has caused these problems. Because what are they worried about right now? That this will cause someone to not get the doses? I think we're well past the point that if someone didn't get the shots by now, you're going to suddenly convince them to take a turn down Booster Boulevard?
Yeah, so, yeah, the Most High makes things happen for a reason. The Most High puts things in these devils' hearts for a reason. Because Revelation is written. Revelation 13 is written. Zechariah 13 is written. People have to suffer. People have to die. Right? Because the Most High says they have to. Right? People have to be the wicked because the Most High says they have to be. Right? So, I'm going to end with this. Go to the book of Revelation. chapter 14. Because with this new thing they got brewing, ain't no maybe you'll do this and maybe you won't. It's a judgment already laid out for it. Yes, maybe you'll receive that sword, or maybe you won't. But at the end of the day, Revelation chapter 14 and verse 9. It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his charagma in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of power, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the charagma of his name. That's the judgment. It is what it is. Right? And that devil is about to unleash this thing on the earth. So those of you who don't believe that charagma, right, is technology in the form of semiconductor, right, which is a micro, right, Chips Ahoy. Look here, man, we gonna see, right? And if you take that thing we just read, the outcome, right? So I am with that, man. Hey, Yahweh Shem Sharatazah. These precepts in this video were edifying. Call Holoyam La Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai Bahasham Harakakodash. Shalom Yashalom.